Hello and welcome back to my channel, or if you are here for the first time, hi, my name is Sarah and I make videos about lifestyle, wedding planning, and today all about my bullet journal. So, bullet journaling came into my life about a year ago. I think I started in September of 2017. I've always been a planner. I had an Erin Condren life planner. I had the day designer in college, which I did a video about, which I can link it down below for you to go look at the review that I did about it maybe like 2 years ago. And I've just always been really into planning, but I found that the kind of planner that I wanted was the kind of thing that could act as a notebook and as a tracking for not only events but also tasks. That's how I came along the bullet journal. I watched a lot of videos about it, tons of videos. Some of my favorites, Lavender and the Anna Edit and Lily Pebbles, and all of those people all did some really great videos that helped me out a lot when first starting out. But I thought that I would do a video today about my 2018 bullet journal and do a little bit of flip through, show you what's worked, what hasn't worked, some different weekly spreads, and what I've really loved about the system. Let's jump right into it. This is my bullet journal. Like I said, I think I started in about 10 months ago, almost a year ago, coming up on. But this is the Lystrom, whatever it's called. So this is the Lystrom 1917. This is just the one that everybody uses. This is not the actual bullet journal version. This is just the normal one. In the black color, it made the most sense to me. It's the most inconspicuous and looks, I think, the most professional to bring into meetings and all that kind of stuff. When we open up the bullet journal, the first thing we have is our name and email. And then I also taped this card in. It's, I think, an Erin Condren card with some Target washi tape. But I thought that would be kind of nice to add in. We have a few blank pages and we start with our table of contents. What I did here was I split in the calendar and the collections kind of section, so you can see some of the different calendars and collections that I have. I basically split it up by month. We have the future log, then my month, so you can see it started with September last year. And then we have all the different collections. So Chris's school schedule, my fiance's master's school schedule, different wish lists, packing lists, all that kind of stuff. I do have these other two pages that I haven't even gotten to, so we'll see how I use them, but yeah. So then I have my key and I started my future log here. So basically, if you're unfamiliar with the system of notebook writing, this future log is where you put all of your long-term big goals. You start with the year, then you move into making each month, making each week, and making each day if you would so choose to do it like that. So I started September of last year, and I basically made little months. I forgot about February, as we can see, because this page starts with March, but I forgot about February, and I just marked down everything that was going to go on for that month that I knew ahead of time, even before I made those monthly spreads. So that's what mine looks like. I think it's pretty standard. Over here I colored by season the month names, and you can just kind of see what it looks like. I do use this quite frequently, especially for like things like this. My Nana's birthday party is the 30th, and so I've known about that for quite a while. I think it's actually the 29th, but I knew that her birthday is the 30th and we were going to do the party that weekend, and so it made a lot of sense to put it in here. Next, we move on to my collections kind of section. This is theoretically where I should have written my 2018 goals. I didn't. This is where I keep track of the books that I've read. I think I'm up to 12, so I'm obviously a little bit behind. If I'm ever at the library and want some ideas of books that I can read or subjects that I'm interested in, this is some of that, a list of lists. So savings goals are right here, and I have a lot of different ones. I haven't used a whole lot of this yet. I think I made this last year or something like that. But then we actually get into September. I don't have a lot of collections actually at the beginning because I wasn't sure what I wanted to include, but I add them just as random pages, and that's the beauty of having the table of contents, or the, whatever they called. They call it something special, but whatever it's called, that's the beauty of having it. So next we move into actually September. This was the first half week that I used it. I had kind of the weekly to-dos and all of that sort of thing. And I went with sort of this Erin Condren-esque daily, weekly schedule. You can see I was using some habit trackers, some favorites for the week, and some kind of graphical elements with the washi tape on the side to mark the different months you can see. Or maybe just to mark the beginning of the calendar. I thought it was months, but maybe it's just the calendar. But this kind of thing I still use. This is always what I do for my weekly spreads, which you will see consistently throughout. We have the same sort of spread, and I think that continues for a little while. Also, this is something that I did have Detroit packing list, intentions for September, my winter wish list, and then this was another weekly spread that I tried out. This is basically how my monthly spreads are still functioning. We have the name of the day of the week and then the number, and then weekends are colored out. If I do a monthly spread, that's basically what they look like. Really trying out some more weekly spreads. This is 1 week. We have like trackers on one side, how many hours of sleep I got, how I've been saving, a quote, and then some random things here. Brain dump and gift ideas for, I guess, would have been Christmas at this point. This is a very messy weekly spread. This is also where I kind of get into the point where I'm taking notes in this for meetings and anything like that. At this point in time, I was doing some freelance work, and that made a lot of sense to be able to do that. Here we have a tracking system that I was using for that kind of lady time of the month, if you know what I mean. I don't really do this anymore because I tracked so much that I really know what symptoms come up there, but also Christmas lists, etc. This was really helpful when we were moving, and I made a big old list of everything that we had. We had a lot of hand-me-downs, silverware, furniture, all that kind of thing, and I had also been collecting things for quite a while, so I wanted to have a comprehensive list of everything that we had and everything that we needed, so that if I were ever at the store, I could just look at this and say, okay, that's what I need. This was when I started my mood tracking, which I haven't done this month, but I have done most months. And I really like this. Like, these colors are kind of the colors that I stick with most of the time. And then we have another month, which you can see is structured the exact same way. Then I really tried a quick logging system. So just doing the header and then filling out as much space as I needed for Monday through Friday. More notes, as I often had. And then this kind of plain thing functions for a lot. We have some more packing lists. Honestly, packing lists are really helpful because whenever you are making one, you can just go back and look at your old ones. And the same kind of thing. So just kind of going on, this was my December mood tracker, my December monthly. I don't think this turned out really cute, but I love these little holly accents here. And again, that same just weekly category of just that. And again, even into December, we just have that same structure of lots of notes. So this is onboarding for software. I think this is actually while I was interviewing for my job. Just continuing that really quick logging weekly system. Apparently I wanted to track your engagement gifts. I didn't, my apologies. A really simple mood tracker. If you just are starting out, this is maybe a good way to go. The same monthly spread. This was, I guess, when we moved. So this would have been January, and this is when we moved. This is how I started out doing meal planning. And also, this is my grocery list. I still keep my grocery lists in here, but I don't do this meal planning kind of thing. I've just found that it doesn't work with our schedules. We don't know which nights we're gonna cook. And so yeah. This is the spread that I used to track Chris's schedule. It was just really easy when he was in school and taking classes to have all of this in my bullet journal should I need it. These, I think, is just kind of brain dump thing. Again, you have the same weekly spreads and a grocery list. And yeah, more weekly spreads, 2018 goals is where I actually wrote them. Mood tracker that I didn't use. monthly February tracker, literally the same. I'm just doing the same things over and over again here. Again with a mood tracker, and this is March. And here's where I started adding a little bit of color. So we have a little bit more color in these spreads, and I started going back to these trackers. So for a while I was taking vitamins and I didn't end up thinking that they reacted very well to my body, so I stopped using them. But you can see those trackers starting to show up in most of these weekly spreads. So this is how I actually structure my shopping list. So we have like meat, cans, grains, veggies, dairy, frozen, everything that I need to buy in the different sections. Pro tip, it makes everything so much easier. This is my spring wish list and my birthday wish list. This is during March, but my birthday's in May. Obviously, I'm a planner. Spring cleaning, again with those trackers and the colored pencils, adding a little bit of visual interest, I think, to these spreads. More grocery lists. This is things that I wanted to bring from home. We went home in April, so I guess I was looking at what I wanted to bring home then. More color, more trackers, more of the same weekly spread. Then I actually did a couple of these like title pages. I thought this one turned out really cute, but we're going to April tracker, which I was sick, which are these little gold ones, and then apparently very happy. Yellow is happy, so go April. Again with the same thing. I also added monthly goals and started tracking how many days I had for each mood tracker day. Same spreads. Literally I'm doing the same thing over and over again. Here's the grocery list for that week. Seeing as I didn't fill up this side, I just went ahead and put my groceries over there. This was going to track us looking at wedding venues. I didn't really use my planner that week. These are dream bags and engagement photo outfits. This is another great thing, is that everything's in here, and when I carry it I have all this information. Packing lists for Alabama, and this would have been going home for a bluegrass festival, so camping weekend. More of the same thing. I mean, literally the same thing over and over again. May mood tracker, May monthly, which I clearly used a whole lot. These are just the same things over and over again. I think this is what really works for me because I don't waste the space. But also you'll see pretty soon here that I tried something new in July. So yeah, more packing lists, shocker. And a really mini version of that super simple mood tracker that I was using. The monthly, this one I did a little bit simpler structure. So a lot of sans serif stuff, a little less script, although there is quite a bit on this page. So this was more savings and another grocery list that I think is basically how I structure. And then we have some meals that if I wanted to do meal planning, we could do that. Shocker, the same thing. We have the mood trackers again. We had a little mini weekly spread of an overlook of the week. Grocery lists, summer wish lists, and then we get into July. So this was last week, and I thought that this was a very interesting way to track my time. So basically I split it up into these different portions, and this was mainly to be able to track the different tasks that I was spending my time on at work. A lot of the times I found myself working on something, and we have daily meetings where we talk about what we did yesterday, and I couldn't tell you what I did yesterday. So I decided to start tracking my time, and it's really interesting from a project management standpoint that you can go back and see how much time you spent on each thing. This is also a huge thing that I've started doing, maybe not quite so much, well, I guess in here and kind of in my brain, are these things called hanging tasks. So anything that has been hanging over my head, whether it is renewing a car registration or getting a new driver's license or paying a medical bill or taking this return back or anything like that, booking plane tickets. This was on this hanging task thing, and I try to spend some time every single day accomplishing one of these. It makes life so much less stressful. This was this past week, so we're at this Saturday. Clearly I didn't do it on Thursday. This is definitely something that I think I will continue doing. Super functional, and if you are more in kind of a free structured sort of job, but you feel like you want the structure, this is a really good option. we have California packing list, and I'm just planning for that weekend that I'm home, which is in a few weeks, but we are at the Saturday of this week right now. And yeah, that's basically everything. I really do love this system. I think it makes so much sense for professionals, people who have a lot on their plate. If you're doing multiple different things and you want to be able to track stuff and you just like having everything in one place, I think this system is absolutely fantastic. I can have all my savings. I can have everything that I possibly need in one place that I just carry around, and I know that all this information is always in here. So thanks so much for watching. I would love to hear from you, seeing if you have any ideas for my bullet journal or what you do with your own. And don't forget to subscribe so that you can get notified when I post my next video. Bye guys!